Yeah. Pro Fan Sports Podcast. Let's get it. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam. Sean on the mic, very flat too. Keep you updated, that's what we do. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your boy John Altidor with Pro Fan Sports Podcast, where the fans of the pros go. Back at you with another one with my boys Vlad and Barry. What's good, fellas?
Hey, everybody, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys? We're doing good. Good to be here. Episode 26. Here we go, Sony Michel, baby.
Sony Michel?
Yeah, he's 26.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
I'm like,
Plus, that's your boy
are
anyway.
you starting off the topic already? No, I just got caught off guard. I'm like, Sony Michel, I didn't think of the 26. But,
yeah, 26. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, man, before we start the show, just make sure you guys are following us on social media. We're on Instagram, profans_sports. We're on twitter.com/profansports, facebook.com/profansports. And if you like to watch videos on YouTube, we're also on there. So that's youtube.com/profansports. A reminder, we drop every Tuesday morning on all major platforms, and then our videos drop on Wednesdays. So be on the lookout for those, man. And if you got any questions for us, send it to us on any of our social media platforms, and send us an email at profansports1@gmail.com. Fellas, man, NBA playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Whew, I know the playoffs been something else, man. They've been absolutely insane.
Yeah, man.
What a week.
Man. I really love the format of the NBA right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the, every other day type of shit.
Yeah.
Especially if
Every
your
day,
team.
you mean?
No. We get games every day, but like when you're following a team, it's
Your
like
team
every
plays
other day.
every
You know
other
what I'm saying?
game.
Right.
It's like when your team suffers a loss, you don't have to like go through it for like 2-3 days before you get another game, and it's like boom, all right, we have a chance to get over it.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
Right,
So,
exactly.
I've definitely enjoyed it, and I've heard, the play is kind of like that too, because it's kind of like back in like college years and AAU or whatever. Just to get the games on, you know what I'm saying? So it's been a good product for sure, man. But the NBA playoffs, man, it's been on fire, dude.
Sure has. Facts.
So right now, what we got, Lakers. Well, Lakers just took out Houston last night, right?
That's right.
Yes,
sir.
Yeah. I remember we talked about it, and you guys thought this game was gonna go a little further than 5 games.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna go more, maybe 6, close to 7 games. But John's theory about LeBron figuring out game 1 and then just knowing his opponent and then just sending them home. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's pretty much how it's been the first 2 series with the Lakers. So, it's pretty much confirmed and validated, John's point on last episode, that the game 1, the Lakers kind of take it easy, and then game 2, that's when they flip the switch and turn it on. So, when you have LeBron and AD, you certainly have the ability to do that, or at least it makes it easier to, be able to flip that switch.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just thought why I said was because of obviously the size that LA has. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the fact that Houston went small ball. They got inventive and they did something different. But at the same time, it's still the NBA, and you still need size. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, the size is gonna factor. And I knew, Lakers just have way too much size, man.
Yeah,
and,
but I thought the Houston was gonna give them problem with the small ball. I just thought they were gonna not be able to
the speed.
And also Russell Westbrook just didn't help them at all.
Oh my God,
Russell Westbrook, one of their superstars, just didn't turnover machine and couldn't make a shot.
Is Russell Westbrook still a superstar?
I mean, he's Russell Westbrook. He had 2 or 3 triple double season.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but right now he's still a
right now, would you
superstar.
consider
At
him
this
a
current
He's
moment,
Russell
currently.
Westbrook. He's still a superstar.
Okay.
You're still paying him $45 million a year. You're still like
I
he's
wouldn't.
still-
I personally
he's
wouldn't.
still
Yeah, I
Russell
don't think
Westbrook.
he's worth that
Yeah.
either. Like, I'm not trying to knock the guy. He's a really good
he's-
player, but I wouldn't pay him 45
He's still
mil.
Russell.
No.
I mean, he had a bad series. Terrible.
He's been having
He's
bad
had bad
seasons, bro.
playoffs,
Like, he's
period.
just been bad.
but
Right.
he's,
He hasn't been good in the playoffs at all. Even the OKC series, I don't think he was really that good and impressive either. I think OKC did a pretty good job in defending.
Absolutely.
And so he's been struggling at for 2 series. Like, that's not good. In the playoffs the last couple years, he hasn't looked like the Russ in the regular season. So I don't think he's worth that 45 mil.
he's Russell. So I see him coming back. I see him playing better. But that was terrible.
I don't know, man. His game just doesn't translate sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Especially in the postseason, where he's a volume shooter. Like, he's not efficient at all. bro. Like,
No, not at all.
Yo, I remember I posted on Instagram that they left him at the 3-point line wide open.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
saw
like,
that clip.
yo,
Multiple
that's
times.
unacceptable.
Multiple
Right.
times.
They
You
were
know what I'm
guarding him
saying?
like Ben Simmons. Exactly.
Listen, man, Grant Williams from the Celtics will hit a shot that open, bro.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Daniel Tice have
Daniel Tice will hit.
learned to.
Or even Semi Ojeleye would hit a
Bro.
shot that open.
I don't want that.
Absolutely.
I don't
I'm
want
saying,
that.
if you left him that open, he'd hit it, though.
I trust Semi Ojeleye to get a 3 before I trust Russell Westbrook, and that's what it looked like.
That's too far, but I know what you mean.
Right.
Man, listen, it hasn't just been this season. Like,
No,
he's just
It's been multiple
terrible,
seasons
bro.
now. Exactly. Multiple seasons.
And don't get me wrong, I like Russell Westbrook. I really like Russell Westbrook. His intensity, his athleticism, his intangibles, the way he leads and stuff like that. But it's like sometimes he needs to give the game what it needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not scoring right now. Do something else, bro. Crash the boards. Make the right pass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're off. I feel like all the stars know the nights that they're off. And they usually do something else to elevate. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude,
And
you
just
got
have that impact on the game. Right.
It's like, dude, you got 2 points and no assist, and you're just out there running, yo.
And seriously, facts.
I don't know, man. Me personally, I don't think he's a super. Like, when I think of superstars, I think top 10, and I don't think he's that anymore, man. In my opinion, does that mean he's not a good player anymore? Like, of course not. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think he does the things that a superstar does now.
No, I still think he's a superstar. He's definitely going through it right now, but I still think he's a superstar.
We'll see, man. I don't know. Well, I guess another question, right? Like, do you think they would do better in the postseason next year if Russell Westbrook has another year in the system?
I can see. Well, it's gonna be a whole different system now.
Right,
Now that
D'Antoni
D'Antoni say he's not coming back.
No, for sure. I think that he depending on who the coach is and who they bring in, he could possibly do better on terms of how he fits that system, but he's gonna need to improve, particularly like you said, John, his decision making, and also the jump shooting has to improve, and he's got to at least be respectable and hit in an open shot and not really be a liability where defenses can play 4-on-5 against the Rockets. So I think he can be better next year, but I mean he's definitely gonna have to improve on those areas, and he's gonna have to play better in the playoffs, because we've talked about in this show how superstars in the league, they're supposed to raise their game in the playoffs and play at another level in the postseason.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Russell hasn't done that. Yet, and particularly in the last couple of years. In the last year with OKC, when they got knocked out by Portland and in 5 games, and then this year against the Thunder and the Lakers. So I think he's certainly going to have to do a better job of that, but a lot of that will certainly have to will be determined and based on who the coaching is and what kind of style of play they actually, run and have, moving forward. So, we'll see how that goes in Houston for next year and what they're going to look like.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to spend too much time on Russell Westbrook, man. There's so much, going on in the playoffs. We got Los Angeles Clippers versus Denver Nuggets, who are actually currently about to go to a game 7.
I can't believe that series is 3-3 right now.
I love it.
Yes,
I cannot believe it. I mean, they were. I know you love it.
No, me too. I love it, but no,
They were 3-1, and I thought the Clippers was gonna close out the series, and then 3-2, and then today Sunday they're 3-3, and there's about to be another game 7. So I'm sure the NBA loves that.
Absolutely,
because the more game 7, the more people are paying attention, and I'm sure we're all gonna watch that game. So I'm guessing that game is gonna be Tuesday.
Yeah, it'll be Tuesday night, and I think what they'll do is they'll probably do something similar to what they did on Friday. So they'll probably have that as the late game at 9 o'clock, and then have the Celtics and Heat game 1 as like 6:30. So, I mean, this has certainly been incredible. Like, you gotta give the Nuggets credit. They've shown that they're a very resilient team, and they're mentally tough team, and that they've been able to bounce back from now 2 straight 3-1 deficits and force game 7s in each one of those series. But I don't know, guys, as much as I want to give the Denver Nuggets credit, like, what's going on with the Clippers?
I don't
what's the deal here? Like, this is supposed to be a championship, contending team, and a team that is supposed to, get to the finals and win it all, and all of a sudden now they go up 3-1, and they have a couple of big leads in these last 2 games by 18, and they, just ended up blowing them. Go ahead, Vlad. Sorry to cut you off.
Some games they play really well, and they play very convincingly, and then some games they let go of a lead. They have a big lead, and they let go of it. So they're very inconsistent in that manner.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I mean, as much as experience that they do have with Kawhi, they really don't have that much experience.
Kawhi is
Kawhi's experience,
Exactly.
and Paul George has been to a few, games, playoff games in his past, but he hasn't gotten too far. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think it's really hard to close out teams. You know what I'm saying? So
It is, and that fourth game is always the toughest to win.
This is the second time Denver is pushing for a game 7.
I love it.
If they win 2 game 7 in a row.
Oh my God!
That's what the Celtics won the championship in 08. They pushed 2 game 7 in a row.
Yeah.
One against Atlanta, which they shouldn't have. We should have been in Atlanta by earlier in that series, and then we played against LeBron James, and we went to game 7 as well. Legendary game 7. So what Denver is doing right now is a little similar to that. And hey, if they beat the Clippers, Lakers, watch out.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, no,
because they're gonna be on an emotional high, and their confidence is gonna be through the roof.
Nothing is gonna scare them.
Right,
nothing is gonna scare them.
Jokic can also match, whoever's inside.
That's what I'm saying.
So like,
it's gonna be
where they've had an advantage so far. They probably won't have too much of an advantage, even though AD is a freaking beast.
I still think Clippers will pull it out, but if for some reason Denver pulls it out, man,
I would love it, dude. I think
that would be a hell of an upset.
Really love
absolutely.
It. A lot of
that would be a great story.
A lot of conspiracy theorists would tell you, this is rigged. You know what I'm saying? The NBA wants a game 7. I know I was saying that when the Celtics was playing for sure.
They want more ratings and more money, but no, man, that'd be crazy though. But I know it's awesome that there's gonna be another Game 7, and all the Game 7s in the bubble have been great, and I expect this one on Tuesday night to be another great, game
I hope it's
7,
close.
but for sure. But I want the Clippers win because I just want to see that Lakers and Clippers Western Conference Finals like we've been looking forward to all season.
Oh, yeah.
Once these teams were built in the last offseason.
I like it when things...
I want to still see that, but I wouldn't mind an upset.
It's called the LA Derby.
Yeah, that's
the LA
right.
Derby.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like when things don't go as scripted. So, just throw a ranch in
We
there,
know,
you know
John.
what I'm saying?
We know.
Oh, yeah. But you don't got to tell us that.
Kind of like when the NFL tried to get the Chiefs in and the Rams to go to the Super Bowl, and Patriots came through and was like, "No, fuck you guys, we're going." You know what I mean? So I like when a team comes in there, it's like fucks up the whole plan. You know what I mean? Good luck, Denver. I always like underdogs anyway, so it's whatever. But I feel like that's been like. I don't know why. I feel like that series has been the most boring series out of all the series I've watched this whole playoffs. I don't know why.
Well, even with the comebacks that Denver's had and how
in the beginning, it's just like I feel like it hasn't gotten as many views as like the other series has.
No, for sure. No, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, that I don't know. It's just a feeling I have. But good luck to those two teams when they meet up next time for the Game 7, man. You love to see it. Miami Heat beat the Milwaukee Bucks. They were 4-1 against them.
That game went one more game than I thought it would.
Yeah, no, that series was certainly, kind of surprising in the sense that the Heat didn't sweep the Bucks and that they weren't able to, take care of business in Game 4.
And then Game 5 went into overtime, right?
No, it didn't. Game 4 did. Game 5 didn't go to no.
Game 4 went into overtime, and Chris Middleton actually showed up and won the game.
Oh my God!
That's true. He was cooking that game.
I remember last Sunday we were like, "Yo, Chris Middleton hasn't shown up," and then that game that Giannis got injured, he showed up.
Yep, he did.
No, absolutely, he didn't. I mean, he had to because he was legit the only guy that they had that could legit. Be a go-to guy and that could step up and be able to, rise to, the occasion. So I mean, it was.
But I wanna give Eric Spoelstra credit for how well he prepared his team against the Bucks. I wanna give obviously Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's just been willing those guys to win, and Bam, Hero. Just those. I mean, they have an incredible team with like grit. Like they fight for everything.
Yeah, man.
No, absolutely. No.
So Celtics, be ready.
Listen. I don't know. I feel like I still don't know what's going on with the Heat. You know what I mean? Like they look really good. But I want to know like, did the Bucks push them? You know what I'm saying?
Think they did.
Like I feel like the Bucks didn't push them. Like it just looked too easy.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It's just,
right. They didn't really give him any competition with the exception of Game 4. Like they haven't really been tested by anybody. Like in the first series against the Pacers, we thought they were going to be tested by the Pacers, and the Pacers got swept by the Heat. So it's like you're right. Like hopefully we see in this upcoming series with the Celtics, someone actually give the Heat some competition and get them, to see whether they actually are really like playoff ready and actually like battle tested, because none of these teams are like are really pushing them to. To that brink where they're playing in like high pressure situations like we've seen in the other series.
Yeah. No, I just want to know like has it just been that easy for them? Because it's like they overloaded Giannis and he did get injured. During the series.
Yeah.
That was definitely a factor, and none of his teammates showed up. I don't know what it is, but these guys did not show up at all. And so I'm really curious as to see like, is Miami really that good, or just the teams they've played have not played the way they should have or played up to par, especially for the Bucks, man.
I think they're good. I know
they're good.
I think they're good.
I know they're good.
They've proven that they can win in many different ways. They can win close games, and they're proving that they'll outwork you if you're not working hard enough.
Listen, I know they're good, but I wonder if they're that good. What I've seen, if they're that good, you know what I'm saying? They've lost one game this whole playoff.
Yeah, 8-1. That's
you know
crazy.
What I'm saying? It's crazy.
I think they are, and I think their coach coaches his ass off.
You know, if they're that good, like the Celtics don't stand a chance. Like
no, but I think
they're gonna run over the Bucks like that.
I think we've been one of the really good teams in the playoffs as well.
Defense.
And I think and we've been playing great defense, and also I think we're one of the closest match team to the Heat. Like, and I think we have more talent than
we have more
Heat.
when for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the Heat play really hard. Like
they play very gritty.
Game 4 when we didn't play hard against the Raptors, the Heat wouldn't do that.
Right. Definitely not.
Game 6 when we didn't play hard in the third quarter and some part of the fourth quarter, the Heat wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that. Man.
That's a fair point.
I mean, I'm definitely not saying they're not good because we played them and they beat us in the bubble.
They beat
the Celtics in the bubble
without Jimmy Butler, and they beat us bad. We didn't have a chance in that game.
Right, they dominated that game.
They didn't beat us bad, like score wise, not score wise, but they had control the whole game.
There was no point in that game where I was like, yo, the Celtics. Nah, it was just
they got no chance. Yeah. Right.
But hey, we'll talk about that in a bit actually. But that was a disappointing series in my opinion, man.
Very disappointing. Yeah, for sure. The worst series in the second round without question.
And you know what happened after that? Giannis unfollowed the Bucks and all his teammates, and I heard he had a meeting with the owners before he did that. So that's something that's interesting there.
He had a meeting with the owners.
He had a meeting with them, and then he unfollowed everybody. Them and everybody.
Everyone,
that's alarming. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though it's just like social media. Even though it's just social media, it's like, you know, millennials, that's how they communicate now, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they don't like something, they're going to put it on social media.
I mean, not just us. That's how we communicate.
Yeah. We're not millennials?
I am a millennial.
Okay, cool. I'm not that old, bro. Like, you know.
I mean, once you unfollow somebody on social media, there's a reason why you do that.
Right.
You don't just like, hey, I don't want to see your shit anymore. It's more like, yeah, we ain't fucking around with each other.
Yeah.
Like I don't fuck with you. Like, right. Like,
I don't fuck with you.
Big Sean, yeah.
You know what I mean? No, but, you know, I was definitely disappointed by it, man. And hopefully, I don't know what's going to happen with Giannis, but he definitely needs, you know, some teammates.
Oh, boy.
That would be bad, bro. Like,
it would be bad
for the Eastern Conference.
If we have to deal with them, and then we have to deal with the Nets.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Hey, but don't sleep on the Celtics though, because
no, I'm saying we have to deal with
those two teams in the playoffs. Oh, for next year, I know, man.
It's gonna be long playoffs.
Oh yeah, no question.
That's crazy.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, man. In the last series we had, we're gonna do a little recap. The Boston Celtics versus the Raptors, man. And
what a series that was.
That series went 7 games, and you know. We thought
2 games too long.
Yeah, we thought the Celtics were going to run away with it, man.
2 games too long.
We came 0.5 seconds from a 3-0 lead, and then OG Anunoby, like we talked about last week, you know, hit that shot. You know, heard from Toronto. I was going to say around the world, but, you know, they didn't win the series, so it's, you know, just in Toronto. And Boston, actually, because we'll remember that, you know. But,
sure.
You know, how'd you guys feel about the series one? Do you feel like the Celtics are prepared for the next series too? And who did you have for the X factor for this series, and how'd they do?
I mean, I think that series went 2 games too long. Like I said, I think I'm proud of the Celtics. We made it again to the conference final, and it's 3 out of the 4 years that we made it to the conference final. That's no joke. That's no small steps. No small accomplishment. But I'm still disappointed by some of the excuse me, by some of the way we played during that series. Game 3, okay, I understand shit happens, right?
Right.
But game 4, embarrassment. Game 6, we did not play the way we should have. We lost.
That game was so frustrating.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
The games that we lost were games that we shouldn't have lost. So I feel
Right.
but we played. I'm proud of the guys. I'm proud of Marcus Smart. My X factor for that series was Jalen Brown.
Yeah.
And I think he did okay. I think
he did well.
no, he
You know, he had a bad shooting night one of those games.
Game
but
6, he
other
had,
than that,
he had a
you
bad
know,
game.
He was
Game
very
6.
consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Game 4.
Game 6.
It was game 6, wasn't it?
I thought it was game 4 that he was really bad. He was actually really good in game 6.
Game 4.
Game 4, he was trash.
Yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah.
the game after
Game
the OG
you're
and
right.
an OB
yeah,
shot.
Yeah, Game 4 was a bad game. So, but he did. You're right. He did okay. He did good.
Yeah.
He did good. But Marcus Smart was the main X factor of that series.
Yeah,
question.
that's who I had on there, man.
His 3-pointers, his defense, his energy, it was
Timely
everything
plays.
It was everything that we needed. Game 2, it was him. He won game 2 for us.
Yeah.
Right,
Game
right.
1, he scored 21 points. We couldn't win without those 21 points.
Yeah.
Right,
Game
right.
7, that block. That block was unbelievable. So
Yeah, and played a great
he's
game
Marcus
too
Smart.
in game 7.
But yeah, that's it for me. I'm proud of the guys. I think we are ready to face Miami. And we're gonna get into that a little bit later. So I'll go into that later.
No facts.
Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing and incredible series without question. Like, this was like a real, true playoff series, like a tough, intense, physical, like gritty, battle that these two teams went. And you definitely have to be, proud if you're a fan of both of these teams, but especially if you're the Celtics, on how those guys were able to finally, grind out a series, particularly Game 7, and compete at the level that they did and outgrit a really gritty team in the Raptors. With certainly had some frustrating moments in these in this series throughout for the Celtics, and I'm glad that they won this series, because I feel like if they didn't, it would have been a disappointment and a failure if they had lost.
I would be upset, bro.
It would have been a bust to me in the bubble for them had they not won this series.
If they had lost the series, I think it would have been really bad, not just for this season, but for the confidence of those players going on forward. It would have been a bad loss for the Celtics organization. Period.
I
don't think we would have gonna get over the hump at all if we had lost.
I think we'd look at Brad Stevens differently.
I'm telling y'all.
Absolutely.
We sure would.
I'm telling y'all, when that extension came out, I was like, man,
You don't know.
I'm not against him, but
Right.
man, but he's in the finals. He's in the conference finals now.
Again.
We can talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. No, for sure. No, you guys bring up some good, valid points without question. I thought, a lot of guys stepped up for the Celtics in this series. With, like you said, Vlad, Jalen Brown was pretty good. Marcus Smart was huge for us in this series. Jason Tatum was pretty good. I mean, he had some moments where he didn't really play well, and particularly in Game 6, I was disappointed with his performance towards the end of that game. But I like the way that he responded in Game 7, just like a superstar in the making kind of player should respond, and playing a very good and dominant game, and being the best player on the court. I was definitely happy with even guys like Grant Williams. I thought he had some really good moments, and was really big for them defensively in Game 7, because they needed him out there since Tice was in foul trouble and he had fouled out of the game, and since Toronto went small and had Anunoby at the 5, so they couldn't have Robert Williams, because then that would be a mismatch. So they needed another small guy that could be able to defend and switch on pick and rolls and move his feet. And he certainly did a really good job of that, and made pretty big defensive plays, including the block on Fred VanVleet when he tried to shoot the game-tying three. So they're definitely, was nice to see, role players like that that haven't, played that much in the season step up in a Game 7 in the biggest game of the season for sure. But, it was certainly disappointing was Kemba Walker's performance in this series. He played a little bit better in Game 7, but still struggled from the floor. And I think Toronto's defense, particularly when they went box and one against him, I think that really hurt him a lot, and that threw him off his game and his rhythm, and it made it really tough for him to score and to get himself going in the game offensively. So I think, certainly he's going to need to play better in the next series moving forward if the Celtics are going to advance and get past the Heat and go to the finals. But he did make some big shots in this game. So I was at least a little bit happy that even on a tough night, he was still able to, push through it and, and come up, big when we needed him to. So, I thought it was a really good series for, the Celtics, and it was nice to see them actually win a series like this, because we've seen them in the past come up short on number of occasions in like a close, tough, kind of intense playoff series. Like I was thinking about the 2018 when they played the Cavs and LeBron, and they had Game 7 at home in the Garden, and unfortunately they came up short and didn't really play well, and missed so many shots, and and weren't able to come up with the win in that series, in a series that I think they should have won. So I'm glad that these guys have finally figured out what it takes to win and to beat a tough team like the Raptors, and to actually be able to come out on top and advance to the next round on after a really competitive series like this. So because this core hasn't really done that yet up until this point, and even Brad Stevens hadn't done that yet up until this point. So I'm glad those guys got over the hump and finally know what it takes to be able to win in the playoffs and compete for a championship.
Okay, I really like that series for sure. I feel like the Celtics definitely got a really good test after the 76ers series, where everybody basically did everything they wanted to. Kemba looked like Kemba. JT looked like JT, and JB looked like JB.
Right.
In this series, it was much different. You saw a lot of pressure on Jason Tatum. I feel like Jason Tatum grew in this series as well, because
he did.
He just started making plays. I think one of these games he had like the most assists he's had in his career or some shit like that. Almost had a triple-double in one of them. I think he's realizing he can be a two-way player, so he's impacting the game in other ways. So I thought that was beautiful. We got to give credit to the Raptors, man. I thought we had them.
They fought hard.
Big shout out to the Raptors.
And
much respect.
Sorry to cut you off, but what's the point guard? Kyle Lowry.
That was actually.
He won them 2 games.
Yeah.
Yes,
no, absolutely.
By himself.
Oh yeah. And his Game 6 performance was sensational. That was impressive. I tip my cap and definitely respect him a lot more after that. That dude was a straight up dog. And
nah, he really was, man. I gained a lot of respect for Kyle Lowry, man. You know what I'm saying? After 14 years, I didn't realize this man's been balling for 14 years.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I know he's been in the league for that long either. Wow.
14 years. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And he's definitely not a number one option,
Nah.
on a championship team, but he shows so much heart, yo.
So
you know,
much
he's
heart.
like
Absolutely.
he's like their Marcus Smart,
So
except
much
more
heart.
efficient with shooting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he can create a little better and stuff like that.
He's a
But-
better basketball player.
Yes, you know,
Yes, he is.
He's a better overall, I guess. You know, because he's really good defensively. He's taking the most charges this year. You know, and he just has a lot of veteran savvy, man. I was very surprised by Kemba Walker, but you know, I think about the fact that Kemba Walker hasn't been in many series in his career. You know, last time he was in the last time he was in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Last time he was in the playoffs was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I was
that's
definitely
crazy. 5 years
disappointed.
ago?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was
didn't even
definitely
realize that.
disappointed. You know, with the fact that he wasn't playing well. But you know, when I thought about it, it was like, yo, you know, this is like his first real series. You know, where he's the number one point guard, and they were throwing bodies at him, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's the smallest guy on the court.
On the court,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
You know, even though he didn't have the greatest series, he still kept in there, still kept battling, still kept
He had
on
some good
defense.
games. He had some good
You know, he had a couple good games in there. But you know, when he did, he still battled. You know.
I hope
Right.
I hope he learns for it for the next series.
Yeah,
'cause
I think
Absolutely.
that prepared him.
We're
too,
gonna
'cause
need him.
Nick Nurse did a really good job, man.
Yeah.
you
No,
know,
he did.
I was very annoyed with him. You know,
Oh,
on the
he was so
sideline,
annoying. Oh, my
complaining
God.
to the freaking refs every other call.
He made Jason Tatum throw him a
Absolutely.
pass.
The
Right.
NBA should have fined him for that shit.
Yes.
Bro,
was on
did
the
you see the
court.
picture? His foot was on the court,
Was he
bro.
on the
Yes.
court?
He was
It was
literally
past the black line.
on the court.
I know what you mean, but I was watching that game and I was like, yo, the way Nick Nurse is positioned, I would have passed him the ball.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
but I think that's part of the bubble. Like, cause if it was a regular NBA game, he wouldn't have been on that part of the bench.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
they need to talk out, rectify the coaches from going over there.
Well, you know what I noticed? Game 7, Brad Stevens was firmly on the sideline, like, you're not coming this way.
Oh yeah, Bryson was a lot more active on
He
the
was a lot
sidelines.
more active.
Absolutely.
Like, listen, this side over here is mine. You stay
Stay
over
on
there.
your side, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you stay over there, and I like that a lot, man.
Right.
But
No,
like I
that
was
was-
saying, Nick Nurse, man, he put out as many defenses I've ever seen, like in one series, bro. He was changing his defense like every other, possession
right,
out
for
there,
real.
you know. So that was really good, and I think that prepared the Celtics a lot because the Miami Heat definitely don't change their defense like that. You know what I'm saying? They're capable of it, but they don't do
Not
that.
to that extent.
Again.
Right.
Huh?
They can.
They can, but they don't.
Spoelstra has that ability.
He
But not
does.
to the extent that Nick Nurse does. No one coaches in terms of defense the way that Nick Nurse coaches and the way that the Raptors, play their defense.
Listen, they had the
So,
number 2
I'm with
defense
John
in the
on
league
that.
this year, man. You know, and
True.
they had that for a reason, you know.
true.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
And he did a really good job where Budenholzer doesn't do anything to fucking affect the game. Nick Nurse is doing everything,
Yes.
sending guys
He's
in that
throwing
little
the
white
kitchen
dude
sink. Oh,
he
yeah.
brought in, come in, boom, threes. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
he was going through his Rolodex of players to make sure that he had matchups.
Of players in plays.
And putting Kyle Lowry, man, respect to that guy. But my X factor was Marcus Smart, and he did his thing, man. You guys already spoke about it. I don't
You
even
were
have
on
to say
point
more,
with
bro.
that, John. On point.
And I knew that he had to make his shots because Gordon Hayward is out, and we knew we needed that, And even on the nights, he wasn't scoring 20 points. He still gave you 15, still gave you the biggest, rebounds and blocks of the game, still was taking charges. Like, he's a leader out there, and, there's a reason why he made the first team all defensive, player, right?
Yep. He was on
All
first
defensive
team, all
team.
defense, second straight year, and honestly, he should be on that every year for the rest of his
man.
career. Yeah.
Listen, man. Maybe I'm biased, but he should have been the defensive player of the year. Like, I don't listen. There's no
he should
guard.
have gotten some
There's
first place
no
votes.
guard that's playing 1 through 5 in the league. All right, there's none.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Even the strong guards are not doing that. And Eric Bledsoe, strong guard, he's not doing that. So that's
Right,
my
right.
opinion, and I think a lot of the players think the same thing too, man.
No, for sure, absolutely, John. No, he should have gotten a lot more consideration for Defensive Player of the Year. Absolutely asinine that this guy didn't even get a first place vote. Like,
yeah, man.
You got to be kidding me.
For sure. We're gonna talk about the Boston and versus Miami Heat series that's coming up starting on Tuesday when the podcast drops. So you'll probably be listening to this and going to watch the game the same day.
Right.
You know, but before we get there, another news I wanted to drop before I go into that. Daniel House for Houston.
God, man.
He got ejected from the bubble for having an unauthorized guest in his hotel room. So what happened was he invited one of the COVID test officials.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah,
of course.
It is. They did confirm. The NBA did confirm that it's what had happened and transpired.
It was a COVID-19 tester?
Testing official.
Because I saw somebody said it was an IG model, and I was...
Whoever it is, man, he got ejected. And, like, that was stupid. That was very disappointing because your team is playing the Lakers and they need you.
He's the sixth man.
It's really ridiculous, man. It's like you're in the heat of the playoffs and the one thing you're thinking about is, that WAP.
Exactly. He's getting some females. Right.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
That was definitely disappointing, and like you're not thinking about the other players if you're doing that, you know.
Right.
Like you're really not, you know. And it is what it is. They lost the series regardless. And
they were gonna be out anyway, but still. Right.
Maybe he could have affected last night. Maybe he could have had a Norman Powell moment. And won them the game.
Yeah.
Maybe
possibly
if he was available, but he wasn't available. So hey, whatever happens to him, that's bad decisions is what happens, man.
Yeah, he deserves it. Whatever comes his way, whatever punishment and discipline the league gives to him, you're right. Is definitely is whatever he gets is certainly what he should get. So that's what it is.
And the final what would you call it, subject on our agenda for the NBA here is the Miami Heat versus Boston Celtics preview, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Listen, man.
Can't wait for this series.
We're in
so
it for
excited.
A tough
Another
matchup.
tough series. Yes.
And I guess the question is, kind of like the same things we were asking before. Like, how many games you think this series is gonna go? Who's gonna be the best player in this series, and who's gonna be the X factor for the Boston Celtics?
I think that game is gonna go 7 games. I think that series is gonna go 7 games. Obviously, I think the Celtics are gonna come out on top. The X factor for the Celtics in that series is gonna be. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's gonna be. I'm sorry, it's not a limb. Jason Tatum is gonna have to be on top of his game and very consistent.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because he's had great games throughout the postseason, but he hasn't been as consistent as I want him to be. And I think he's gonna have to be consistent offensively and defensively. And I think Game 7 showed you a little bit of that, where Brad Stevens put the ball in his hand toward the end of the game, and I feel as though he's gonna have to do that a little bit more this series, and he's gonna have to make the best out of that and show that he's an up and coming young star. That's what I would like to see this series. I also think that if we have Gordon Hayward back, I don't mind seeing Gordon Hayward coming off the bench. And
he has to come off the bench.
He should come off the bench.
Coming off the bench, I can see him providing a very needed bench scoring and a very needed bench playmaker on the court. So I'm looking forward to that. But one important part of this series is gonna be coaching.
Yes.
I personally think coaching is gonna play. Coaching doesn't play a big role in the NBA often, but a series like this where both teams are very tightly matched, both teams are playing great defense. Yeah, I think coaching is gonna be a major factor. I personally think that Spoelstra can coach circles around Brad Stevens. I personally think so.
Really?
I don't.
So,
I don't personally agree.
I wouldn't go there.
I personally think so, and I'm looking forward to seeing Brad Stevens proving me wrong.
Okay.
All right.
I'm looking forward to see Brad Stevens proving me wrong, but I think he definitely can coach circles around him, but I want to see Brad Stevens prove me wrong.
All right. No, it's fair. Fair to say. I'm so excited and thrilled for this series to start. Like, this is what Eastern Conference Finals matchup should be. There's so
Should
many.
feel like.
Exactly right. Facts. There's so many great matchups, one-on-one. Between the both teams, and like Vlad said, even with the coaching, is a really good matchup as well, with two of the best coaches in the league right now. So with that hadn't been said, I think this series is definitely going to go 7 games as well. It seems like it's going to be kind of a similar series to what we just saw with the Celtics and Raptors, and another tough, hard-fought physical, intense series, with two teams that, really play hard and that play well on both ends of the floor. I certainly think that the Celtics have the edge in this series, and I'll pick the Celtics in 7 in this series. But they're going to need to play much better than what they played against the Raptors for them to win this series. I think you're right. Who you were saying who was the best player in this series, or who has to be the best player?
Yeah. Who has to be the best player?
Well, who is the best player?
Oh, who is?
In this series, in your opinion?
Who? And so the best player of this series, as much as these guys have, talent on both sides, is Jimmy Butler. I think this guy's the best player on the floor, and great two-way player, as we know, and certainly he's a guy that I think if he plays at his best and but plays the way he's been playing in the playoffs to this point, is going to make it extremely tough for the Celtics to win this series, without question. So that's who I think's the best player. I think who has to be the best player in this series, it has to be Kemba Walker. I think because whenever the Celtics win and play well is when Kemba Walker plays well and is playing at a high level and is playing like the superstar that he is. So I think if the Celtics are gonna win this series, they're gonna need much better play and much more consistent play from Kemba Walker throughout this series if the Celtics are gonna come out on top and get past the Heat and get to the finals. So that's the way that I see both of these series going. What was the last question?
The X Factor, I believe.
So the X Factor for this series, I think is going to be Marcus Smart. And I'm so excited and pumped to see this matchup between Marcus Smart and Jimmy Butler go at it. That is definitely going to be the matchup of this series, and I think particularly on when the Celtics on defense and the Heat have the ball, definitely ecstatic about that matchup. But I think Marcus Smart has to perform at a similar level as to what he did against the Raptors in the previous series. He's gonna need to do the same thing for the Celtics in this series if they're gonna come out on top. And I think if he does that, the Celtics should be able to win this series and get past the Heat.
Oh yeah, past the Heat in 7, you said, right?
Yes, sir. In 7 games.
Like I said, man, I'm looking forward to this series for sure. But I think last preview we did, which was the Raptors versus Celtics, I ranked the players, from the top player to like whatever, the top 10 or whatever. I'm not gonna do that this time, but I still think Jason Tatum is on the top of that list. Maybe he hasn't like accomplished as much as like Jimmy Butler has, because Jimmy Butler's been in the league for a lot longer, you know what I'm saying? But this is also Jimmy Butler's first time in the Eastern Conference, in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
And Jason Tatum has been here, twice now?
Yep,
You know what I mean?
Second year he was rookie year.
So,
right.
I'm not taking anything away from Jimmy Butler, but I feel like, ceiling-wise, Jason Tatum's the best player in this series, period. But I do think Jimmy Butler is way more important to his team's success, though. You know what I'm saying? As for he needs to cook. He needs to be having good games.
And
he needs to be great.
He can win them two.
He can.
One
on his own.
Without question.
He has to be consistent.
Of that.
And I think that there's definitely two X factors for me. The first one's gonna be Kemba Walker. Their guards, they're not like Toronto's guards. Toronto's guards can really defend. You know what I'm saying? Van Vliet and Kyle Lowry are two of the best defending guards in the league for sure.
I mean, that whole team is just...
They're just on a string, that whole team, you know what I'm saying?
They play defense on unreal level.
Yeah, I think, Kemba can definitely take Grogic out. They've played each other in a couple playoff series when Kemba was in Charlotte, so and Kemba's definitely cooked them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And who's the other guard there? Hero or who?
They have Tyler Hero. They have Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah,
the rookie.
There
I think I like him. He's a solid guy, but you're right. He shouldn't be able to guard Kemba Walker.
Listen,
and they have Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
So you're right. Kemba Walker clearly has the advantage.
He has the advantage.
To say that should be barbecue chicken for him.
Yeah, man. I don't know barbecue chicken, but it shouldn't be that hard for him to get his shot off. At least he's faster than those guys. I can tell you that, you know what I'm saying? And I think Marcus Smart and Kemba Walker can take. Is Kendrick Nunn starting or is he coming off the bench? Do we know?
Bench.
He's coming off the bench for them,
But I think our guards are faster than theirs, and I think we can take them. So I believe Kemba Walker's an X factors for this series. The other X factors for this series has to be Daniel Tice, man, because Bam Adebayo. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've faced bigs this postseason, but none like Bam.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, that guy, he's super athletic. Can dunk it from anywhere. He's hitting mid-range shots. Daniel Tice has to do a great job of containing him. And you could, I was worried about him the last game the Miami Heat faced the Boston Celtics, and Bam went off for 23 points or something like that.
He was cooking them.
Yeah, he was the best player in that game.
Absolutely.
So I think for our success, for Miami's success, Bam has to be 100% going in and doing his thing. But for our success, we have to limit Bam from what he does.
Without question.
And I think Daniel Tice, he does get a little swipey. With the arms a little bit. He does accumulate fouls fast sometimes.
But
especially
he was really good.
Oh my God.
In the last
series.
Yes,
he averaged 3.5 fouls a game.
Listen, one of those games, I thought Daniel Tice was the best player.
Probably was.
The one he had 15 rebounds. I was like, wow, this dude. I thought he was the best.
That was game 1, was it?
5.
I don't know. I think it may have been game 2. I don't know, but there was a game where he got 15 rebounds.
I think it was game 5.
You're right. Game 5. That's right. Good job.
One of those games in there, he was the best big man out there. I'm not gonna say the best player on the floor, but he definitely was the best big man out there. He definitely surprised me. The guy can switch. He can defend the paint. He can keep up with the guards.
Score
he can score a three-pointer here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he's like the superstar center or anything like that, but he's definitely a serviceable. Like when we lost Baines and Horford.
Yeah.
Who thought Daniel Tice was going to play like he does?
Exactly. Right, exactly.
Well, he hasn't
going to be screwed.
He hasn't done it all season, but
he hasn't.
Once we came back to the bubble and in the playoffs, he's been unbelievable.
And it looks like he's one of those guys that was actually working out when the hiatus went out, because he came in firing. His stamina looks good. He doesn't leave the floor unless he's in foul trouble, or Brad just wants a matchup situation for like Robert Williams or Grant Williams or Enes Kanter or something like that. Other than that, he stays on the floor, and he can start against every team. You know what I'm saying? Like if if PJ Tucker can start at center
right,
for Houston,
PJ Tucker,
and
right.
I'm looking for the Celtics defense to be suffocating this round, man.
Yes.
They have to be, because they're shooters, man. They got shooters over there.
Oh yeah,
They got these guys
knocked
They got
down,
shot
money.
numbers, man. You know what I'm
Cash
saying?
money.
Duncan
yeah.
Robinson is nothing to fuck with, man.
Nah.
Tyler
That-
Hero coming off the bench.
The last
Nothing to
game
fuck
we
with.
Nope.
the last
sure
game
ain't.
we played against Miami, I don't remember how many threes they scored, but that's exactly how we lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
they
was
lit
the
us
threes.
up. Oh, yeah.
We have, granted, our transition defense got a lot better against Toronto.
Yep.
And I think we
did.
can do it. And I think, we're one of the best 3-point defending teams in the league. So, we have the best defense in the bubble for a reason, man. And I'm looking for that to take us to the championships, man. And
Right.
I can see this game this series going 6-7. I'd like it to go to 6 in the Celtics direction. I think the Celtics definitely learned some lessons in the last series they got. So hopefully they can do that. But maybe I'm biased, but I do feel like the Celtics have the more talent. I feel like they're playing together, not unlike the Miami Heat. And I feel like they have that sense of belief. You know what I'm saying? It's been a special year for them. They're special teams, and Kyrie Irving got to be punching the air every fucking night he watches the NBA playoffs, because you can't tell me the year you get injured they make it, they make it to the Eastern Conference. You come back, they don't make it nowhere. And then when you leave again, they make it back to the Eastern
I
Conference.
saw that and I was like, I don't think so. That he won a championship. He's like,
Who?
Kyrie. He's like, I won a championship already. So who cares if you guys went to go to the
No.
the
But he
finals
looks
again.
bad with his situation from him coming here and what he did here, and talking shit about the young guys this, young guys that, and then for them to do what they're doing now.
I agree with you, but I still think Kyrie won a championship. So we need, until we do that.
Yeah.
Like, you're right, he could care less. No, I hear what you're saying,
Listen,
Vlad. I'm with you on that. I think Kyrie's, especially with his personality and attitude, I don't really think he, cares and is thinking about that too much, or is letting them, get in his feelings and feel some type of way
When he's gonna care is when he comes back with Durant on the net, and then we beat them in the playoff series.
Oh,
then that's gonna be
he'll be in his feelings.
And I think we can beat them.
He's gonna be tight.
I think we can beat him in a series too.
And that's what I'm saying. Then he's gonna be real tight. Then
Yeah,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think for me, I feel like there's two guys that are punching the air, every time the Celtics win this season. That's Al Horford and Kyrie Irving.
Al Horford.
Yes, yes. Al Horford way more than
Al Horford is in his home crying right now.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Fetal position.
Yes. Yes.
Cry me a river. Al
That's
Horford.
for sure.
Cry me a river. That dude must. Oof. Oh God, he must be really in.
And he talked shit about the young guys too before he left.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So that's karma right there, especially for Al Horford. That is absolute karma.
Yeah, by the time the next podcast comes out, the Miami Heat and Celtics will probably have played 3 games by then. By next Sunday, right?
2 or 3 games.
2 or 3
Yeah,
games
yeah.
at
Yeah.
least. So
I think 3 games
because they're gonna go every other day,
other day, right? So yeah, it'll be 3 games.
unless they change it. In the
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Right.
Maybe the NBA will do something weird just to prolong the season, but I don't think they want to do that.
No.
Because I heard they're trying to get back to their regular timeline. So, it should be a fun series, man.
Yeah.
Should be a fun series.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's gonna be an awesome series
For sure. Hey,
Fascinating, kids.
fellas.
Can't wait.
Good job, man. We kept the NBA under an hour.
All right.
Ooh,
You know what I
awesome.
mean?
Wow, that's a first, right
That's
there,
that-
guys.
man, since the
that
NBA's
hasn't happened since the NBA's come back.
restarted.
We have not done less than an hour, so
Oh, wow, that's great.
congratulations. Good
Yes,
job.
thank
Good job.
you guys. Appreciate that, John. And I feel accomplished by that.
For real. Me too.
No, for sure. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. Let's move on to the NFL, man. Where hey, man, the NFL is back this week, bro. Man, I love that feeling, man.
Yes. Like I told you guys, feel like a little kid on Christmas morning when I woke up this morning and realized it was NFL Sunday
Yeah.
week 1 and football was back. It was
We got the text.
Great feeling.
We got the text.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
I'm sure y'all
Happy
did. I'm
NFL
sure y'all
Sunday.
seen that.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But kind of like Vlad was saying, what did you say a second ago? you're really excited for football? You didn't think you'd be this excited?
I really didn't think I was gonna be that excited for football season. But driving here today, I was like, oh wow, I'm actually like I got here at 12:45 just so I could catch the beginning of the game. Like I was really excited for football season.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man.
I didn't think I was gonna be.
Oh no, dude, I've been waiting.
I thought I was just gonna
Really?
be like.
I'm kind of surprised.
I thought I was just gonna be like, oh yeah, it's another sports is back. But now I was actually like elated.
NFL is king, man.
No, for sure. I'm glad to have the NFL back. I know it's a great feeling to have it back, no doubt.
I love it, man. You know, so on Thursday we had our first game, which was the Chiefs versus the Texans.
Yeah.
Which was the first game on TV. You know, for the NFL kickoff.
Yeah.
And 17,000 fans were allowed in the stadium, and the NFL, they're heavily on the Black Lives Matter stuff now, man. You know, it's like
Finally.
watching a whole different series a whole different league this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, Black Lives Matter. It takes all of us and racism. It's like, where were you guys? Colin
Right, where y'all
Kaepernick was
been at?
telling
Right.
you guys.
Yep.
You know,
Right,
not to bring him up
exactly.
again, but to bring him up again. That's what they was trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? And now it looks, they look like the NBA.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
You know what I mean?
they're playing catch up.
Exactly.
Right.
They're
Finally,
playing catch-up.
right. They finally opened up their eyes.
Listen, they got names on the back of their helmets.
helmet.
You know,
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter and
I'm on the
racism.
Auburn.
People got, names of people in their shoes.
Yeah.
They're doing a
Especially
lot.
Cam Newton shoes. Y'all seen the shoes he had?
Yeah, buddy.
Yo, those were fire,
listen,
man.
if
Fire.
anybody has swag, it's Cam Newton.
Whew,
but
sure does.
We'll
Get to him in a little bit.
for sure, man. But I'm sure a lot of boycotters of the NFL were paying attention to the NFL because they comment on everything that has to do with the NFL. So I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm done with the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm done with the Patriots.
I'm done with the Patriots. Oh, they
USA.
You know what I mean? Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Right,
You
get
know,
out of here. Fuck out of here.
they're all signing in. But speaking about that, the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs, they did a couple gestures before the game, prior to the game, where they came out for the national anthems for both that were sang. And then prior to the game starting, they did this special thing where they went into the middle of the field and locked arms. So that means the anthem was not playing when they locked arms.
It was after the anthem.
It was after the anthem. Even during the anthem, people were locked arms, and minimal people
during
were
the
kneeling.
anthem, I think the Texans were in the locker room, right?
No, that was another.
No, the Texans were in the locker
Texans?
room.
Yeah, they did stay in the locker room
For the anthem.
for the national anthem. That's right.
Hey,
I remember that.
At least they're not out there, kneeling like the people are so worried about, right?
Yeah.
So there was none of that this time, right? And the guys went out there and locked arms, and the 17,000.
Show a sign of unity.
Yeah.
Like it takes all of us to end racism. We are fighting for injustice.
Yep.
And then what happened?
And the great fans of Kansas City booed the situation.
Yep. Unbelievable.
Unreal.
I mean, the point is clear. It's not about
It's
the
not about
flag.
the anthem, bro.
It's not about the flag. It's not about disrespecting the United States. It's about, hey, we like the way this country is for us because it benefits us as white people.
Yep.
And we don't care about the social justice thing that you're doing.
Listen.
Keep it out of our sport.
When you say some shit about social justice, we have an issue, okay?
Yeah.
Right, facts.
Like Ryan Clark was saying, if we locked arms for breast cancer, if we locked arms to cure AIDS, if we locked arms for the LGBTQ community, nobody's booing that shit. You know what I'm
Everybody's
saying?
They wouldn't
applauding
say
that.
what? Right, exactly. Not a damn
It's
word.
like
they
you
would
say, let's unite for Black lives, people boo.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like JJ Watt was saying,
sickening to see that.
JJ Watt said,
Unreal.
I don't understand what the boos were about. Like, we literally locked arms for unity. Like, I don't understand.
I understand exactly what it was.
We understand what it was.
We get it. The three of us get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I can see, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, yo, we signed up for this. This is a unity thing. Why are fans booing? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It has to say something to you 17,000 fans that are lucky enough to actually be in the fucking stands, to go in there and fucking boo somebody.
Exactly. I know.
17,000 fans. Other stadiums are fucking empty.
Exactly.
You guys get
As
to
we
go
saw today,
and
yeah.
watch a beautiful product. And it was a beautiful product because the Chiefs looked like they didn't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying?
They did. They looked great.
Listen, man. Other than that right there was a beautiful start to the season. Beautiful gestures that they were making.
Yeah.
I love that they're on board. And it was just disheartening to see the Kansas City Chiefs fans do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
it was,
it's like everything that's going on around the country, and you guys still don't have. You guys are still that tone deaf.
That heartless, exactly.
You know.
No, it makes me hate the Chiefs even more. Like I didn't like the Chiefs to begin with, but now I have even more of a reason to hate them. Like that, you just adds more fuel to the fire. So that was some bullshit, man. I hated that, and
The Chiefs fan
couldn't stand that.
The Chiefs fan.
Yeah, no, man, that was crazy, man. But NFL Week 1 is upon us. It's Sunday. We've been watching a couple games, and it's been fucking beautiful. Even though they don't have fans, it kind of looks like the CFL a little bit without the fans. But
facts,
it's a way better product. The guys look like they're balling. There's big plays being made. And NFL Week 1, man. So what games are you guys looking forward to?
I mean, obviously, I was looking to the Patriots game, but the next great game I was looking for is Brady versus Breeze.
Yep.
Top matchup of the week.
Yep. Top matchup, and Brady just threw his first pick of the season, so
Yeah, no, but sure. Another game I was even looking forward to as well was the Cardinals and 49ers.
Ooh,
yeah,
I like that. I like that.
Yes,
I drafted Kyler Murray in a couple of my leagues, man. I think
I have him in the league too.
I think he's gonna be a stud.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Mm-hmm. No, he's definitely set up to have a really good year and to do his thing for sure. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does this year.
My games were definitely Tom Brady's coming back, but that was definitely my number 2 game looking forward to. And the number 1 game for me was definitely what Cam Newton was going to look like on the Patriots, man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, we're going to talk about that a little bit, how he looked, what he did in the game. And, we got to see that, man. And, we'll talk about it in a little bit. But the Patriots played the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
To start back up, the Patriots won 21 to what, 11?
21 to 11.
Yes,
21 to 11.
Yeah, that was the final.
And it's Cam Newton's first game. Congratulations to him. He's like the first quarterback that wasn't drafted that's starting in since the 80s or something like that. Which is pretty cool. He's also the first black quarterback to start in the opening day, and he did some things.
That's awesome.
He did some things this game already where he's now set the most TDs for a quarterback in the NFL history. So,
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did.
Rushing TDs.
Rushing TDs?
Yeah. What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about it? Right? How do you guys feel about the game?
Well, man,
what you saw in the first half versus the second half?
Man, what a game! What a game it was! How thrilling it was to see Cam Newton start. Nobody knew what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what he was gonna look like. We didn't know how much run he was gonna have, how many passes he was gonna throw. Was he gonna be on the same page as the receivers? How the defense was gonna look? Is this new Patriot era the sucky Patriots? Nobody knew. But surprise to us, Cam Newton had a great game. He was very efficient. I think he maybe missed. I don't think he missed 5 throws. I think I don't remember.
A lot
exactly
of them got deflected.
I don't remember what was
Either deflected or dropped.
Yeah, and
or fumbled.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was one fumble.
Yeah, fumble.
But it was a good game. I thought the Patriots played well. I thought the defense played well. We had 2 interceptions. We stopped the run. We only let them score 11 points. Mm-hmm. It was a great game by the Patriots. Mm-hmm. Cam Newton was good. He scored 2 rushing touchdowns plus. He scored 2 rushing touchdowns, and then Sonny Michel scored the third touchdown. Mm-hmm. Man, it was a good game. I still think it's only the beginning. It's only the Dolphins. Next week we are facing the Seahawks, which is a whole different team. So there's a lot more to see. There's a lot more I need to eventually Cam Newton is gonna have to throw. And also I think this first game was film for the other teams, right? The other team had not seen film of Cam Newton as a Patriot. I mean, obviously they have seen Cam Newton as a Panther,
yeah,
but not as a Patriot. So, anyways, I'm popping the brakes. It's only game one. It was a good game. That's all it was. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I thought the Patriots played well for the most part today. You know, I like the way that Kim looked. He looked pretty good out there, looked competent. He certainly did a good job in terms of his, you know, decision making and making, you know, active throws, and also throwing in tight coverage and tight windows, because that was something I was a little bit concerned about him, that, you know, he wasn't going to be able to do that consistently, and I thought he did a pretty good job of that today. And, you know, and I love the, you know, kind of offense that they ran, you know, with all the, you know, misdirection and the delayed draws in the zone, you know, read plays that they did. I thought that really threw off the, you know, the Dolphins defense, and they, you know, kind of had them on their heels, you know, throughout the whole game. They didn't know what to really look for as far as whether, you know, the running back was going to run it or Kemp was going to keep it and take off. So, like, they pretty much were playing a guessing game throughout the whole, you know, game. And I love the way they, you know, ran the football with the running backs. They had, I think, over 200 yards rushing today. You know, when we saw a number of running backs running the football well, from your Sony Michel's to your James White to Rex Burkhead and to even J.J. Taylor, who had some really good runs and was running it hard and, you know, and picking up some first downs for us. So, you know, we really ran the football well and at a high level today, and I was certainly happy with that. You know, there was a few mistakes that we made, which I'm sure, you know, we were expecting them to make some mistakes since it's only week one in the first game. You know, I thought one of the plays in the first drive, first half, in that third, you know, it was third down, and, you know, Kim should have thrown it away, and he ended up taking the sack, and they got out of field goal range instead of, you know, making the right play. He tried to make something happen and was trying to run and ended up getting tripped up and not being able to, you know, run and get out of the pocket. So he'll learn how to, you know, be able to next time in that situation throw it away and live to see another down and take the 3 points and bring the field goal unit on there. And then N'Keal Harry's fumble was a pretty bad play for the Patriots. I thought he should have, you know, hung on to the ball, and he's got to do a better job of understanding that, especially in a part of the game where they're, you know, driving and in the red zone, and they would have been at the one had he been able to hold on to that ball and to give the, you know, Dolphins the ball back, and then they actually score on that next drive and make it a one possession game. A 3-point game was you know, something that shouldn't have happened. So I'm sure the coaches will be on him for that, and will certainly let him know that when you're particularly in the red zone, you got to make sure you do a better job of securing the ball. And the defense was really good today. The secondary was good. I was, you know, concerned coming into the game about the D-line and the linebackers, but I thought those guys played pretty well for the most part, and, you know, and stepped up. So I was pretty happy with the way the defense played. There were a little bit too many pass interference penalties, but they can clean those up, and those were some, you know, a couple of them were questionable calls, but nonetheless, the defense was pretty good, forcing 3 interceptions and really making plays out there.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I think for me, what I was looking forward to, definitely, I think that's the same for Pat's Nation, period, is, you know, Cam Newton, how he looked at coming out the gate. Is he healthy? And I think we got the answer in this game, man. The guy looks healthy, man.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think the key thing you said when you were talking is 200 yards rushing, 200 plus yards rushing today.
Yep.
Okay, and that's the first
yards.
game of the season, and you can clearly see why that happened just because of Cam's effect on the game when he's on the field, man. You know, you have to be ready for him to take the ball. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
already in his first game, he's ran for the most yards for a quarterback in franchise history.
Wow, right off the bat.
Like that
What a
is
debut.
crazy.
Wow.
You know, and it was so. Don't get me wrong. I love Brady. I wish he was still here. I wish he was, still on the team and all that. But to see Cam Newton run that ball into the end zone so effortlessly like he did.
Especially on that first touchdown.
It's like, bro, when was the last time you seen a New England quarterback do that?
We haven't.
We haven't seen that maybe since like Matt Castle or something but it didn't look like that.
No, it
you know
was-
what I mean?
it was,
or Jimmy Garoppolo or something.
Jacoby
No, it was
Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett.
Okay.
He had a long run.
He had a long run. Yes,
He
I
did have
remember
a
that.
long TD run, right.
I remember that. So that was the last time, man, and he just made it look so effortless, and he picked up a 13-yard run on like 2 and 11 or something like that. That was like my
Second
goodness.
11, I remember that. To close out
second
the
and
game.
11, he's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
ripped 13 yards to just close the game. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And we don't have to we don't have to rely on our running backs, which I'm a little cautious about because he is an injured man. But you know what the Patriots do? They're gonna use your strengths, and we know what Cam Newton's strengths are.
Just keep him healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At one point, Cam Newton was ripping the passes, and I think he made like 6 consecutive passes, like to start the second half. Was that when N'Keal Harry fumbled the ball and that on that drive, I believe?
I think so.
Yeah,
that
he
sounds
looked
about right.
so good, man.
Yeah, he looked sharp on that drive, especially. I think that was the N'Keal Harry fumble, and they got a touchback.
Yeah.
The ball to the Dolphins.
I
Yeah.
think he definitely doesn't have all the playbook together, which you can't. Like
And
the
week
guy
one,
came
you
here
can't
like a month
expect
and a half
that.
ago.
Right. Exactly.
So I think the Patriots are doing the smart stuff by giving him what he knows, and then whatever he's picked up from our offense from the previous years, you saw some of that play out with Julian Edelman. Some of the throws he was making down the middle, down the sideline, and stuff like that. So
Him and Julian had a connection in
yeah.
that game.
he did.
It did,
He
absolutely.
And
Well, the timing was really good.
They got
Good
chemistry.
guys.
I'm looking forward to seeing some more tight ends get involved. We did see Ryan Izzo with one grab there. That looked pretty good. But hey, the Patriots won their season opener as they usually do, man. And I'm looking
That's a
forward
good sign.
to it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But just one concern, guys. A kicker. We need a kicker.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Nick Folk, straight trash, garbage.
Absolutely, man.
Like I think that's something that I hope doesn't come back to haunt the Patriots as we go later in the season.
Quick question.
What's up?
Did they let go of that kicker that they drafted?
I think he's on the practice squad.
He's on the practice
I think
squad.
he's injured.
So they're
right
waiting
now.
for him to
heal up.
and get better, and maybe they'll promote him over Nick Folk.
I mean, he's a good kicker, man. Like, you see his highlight, man.
I heard he's been bad in
camp.
Bad camp.
In camp.
I heard he was kicking to the Potter party.
Yeah.
Hey God! Oh Lord.
No, that's what they were saying, man.
So you trying to say he's kicking like shit? Porta potty?
He was
Get it?
kicking to them shops at Patriot Place where they get to all those shops they got over there. Yeah, I know I heard he looked pretty bad and was straight trashing camp. So I mean, hopefully he can recover from whatever injury he's going through and get it together and get himself right. Because we're gonna need somebody that can be able to make some kicks consistently and not the way that Nick Folk kicks. Because the way he was kicking today, especially on that missed field goal, like I don't want to see too much of that moving forward in the season.
I think we're gonna see that moving forward.
If he's still on the team.
Yeah. Hopefully that kicker, man, Rawwasser, that's his name. Hopefully, he heals up quick. But I want to go into the Patriots' next matchup, which is going to be versus the Seahawks, obviously. But first, some of the things happening in the NFL this week. DeAndre Hopkins, You know, he represented himself and got the biggest non-quarterback contract in history.
He did. That's right.
He
Big shout
signed.
out to him.
Yeah, man. He signed a 2-year, $54 million extension with a $42 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
Bang. Get the bag.
Yes,
I think he's one of those guys that deserve it because he's been balling. He's had a beautiful career. Like, he's one of the best receivers in the league year in and year out. So I think he deserves that.
Question.
You know, another guy that got the bag that's been begging for it for the last couple of years. Even, you know, coming to training camp with a Brinks truck.
I remember that. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Jalen Ramsey signed a 5-year contract with Los Angeles. What is it, Los Angeles Rams?
Yeah, with the Rams, yeah.
You know, the name changes be fucking us up because this dude is St. Louis Rams.
Right.
Los Angeles Rams. He signed a 5-year, $105 million contract with $71 million
That's
guaranteed.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Give me $20, nigga.
For real, like, the NFL bags are different this year, guys. Like, damn, that's a crazy contract.
20,
extension.
that's all you need, bro?
Right,
Bruh.
You only want 20 bills from him.
You know, at the end of the day,
a nice little bag. He can give you a nice little bag.
I'm a man. I can't be counting other people's bags, but you know, if you could let me borrow $20, I'd appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
it's a crazy contract. I don't know if
he
live up to that.
Exactly. That was gonna be my next thing. I don't know if he's worth that much money because, I mean. He's not. I feel like he's not like the lockdown.
Jalen Ramsey, come to our podcast and we'll have a conversation with you. And
yeah. He's the type of guy that would actually pull up to the podcast.
Like, oh yeah, very outspoken person.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like,
pull up.
He's gonna be like, have you guys ever played football?
Yeah.
right. Get out of here.
Matter of fact, I did.
I did too. Yeah, I was a football player. So yes, bro, I played ball before. Right. But no, he's that type of dude that would be a character and be awesome to have him on
Pull
this
up,
podcast.
Bro. Pull up, bro.
Right.
Why not? Pull up, yo.
That would be an interesting conversation to say the least. So.
That's a fact. Do you think you're worth $71 million?
Yes,
we'll see.
We'll ask him that straight
Facts.
up to his face.
Listen,
right.
I haven't, I don't know. But listen, I'm all for players getting the bag, man. And he's one of the top corners in the league for sure. And he deserves it, man. I think all the players should get paid because they're putting their literally putting their lives on the line every time they go out there, man. And anything can happen. So, congratulations to him.
That's true, but he ain't no Gilly Lock or Tre'Davious.
Speaking of Gilly Lock, he actually got a $5 million kind of like bump in his salary
with nice little raise.
Yeah, with a $2 million incentive bonus. Imagine going to work and your boss is like, Vlad, come here. We're gonna give you a $5 million raise. Here's $2 million. Take that home today.
Well, it's an incentive bonus.
Yeah, I don't care. But it's like,
a bonus is a bonus, right.
But
I'll take it.
He has to meet certain criteria.
Right.
I mean, he's a defensive player of the year. But at the same time, it's just like, can you fucking imagine, bro?
$5 million.
Can you imagine, bro? Like.
Oh, that would be.
These guys are blessed, man.
That would be beautiful. That'd
These
be
kids
so
are freaking blessed, and I'm happy for them to get their money because you know what, man, they've worked all their lives for it, and no one deserves it more than Gilly Lock. But
yeah, so that makes him $17 million a year plus the $2 million if he makes the ball. If he makes those incentives, then he'll have $19 million this year.
Well,
yeah,
I thought it was $15 million and then $17 million with incentives included. Because he was making $10.5 million, and they bumped it to $15.5.
Okay, no, you're right.
Yeah, but nonetheless, the shout out to Gilly Lock, much deserved that raise.
He had a terrible game this game.
Question. I thought he played all right.
With the pass interference.
Those were tough calls, though.
You think so?
Against him, I
thought one of them was a tough call.
No, one wasn't even a pass interference.
Yeah, I thought
right.
It
the
wasn't
first
even,
one,
and he had a interception.
Yes, he did have a pick.
Nah, he didn't have a bad. He didn't have a bad.
No, I'm not saying he had a bad game, but to what we used to seeing him, I don't know. It's not,
But by his standards, it was an okay.
Either way, they only let off 11 points to start the season. So, not to bring back the Patriots game that just happened, but Another guy that got signed to a $70 million contract, Tre'Davious White from the Bills.
Yep.
Definitely.
I'm happy for him as well because he's a baller, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I love the stuff that he said when he actually got the extension. You know, he was very, very emotional about it, and just basically said like, listen, man, when that happened, I felt like a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. I can take care of my people now, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the work ain't done. Yeah. I'm ready to go, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, congrats to him. And then
definitely big shout outs.
There's been a lot of bags. Alvin Kamara got an extension as well from the Saints. I believe that was $65 million or something like that.
He just scored 2 touchdowns.
He's been balling this game today.
Yes, Dalvin Cook, will be with the Vikings. So he signed an extension with them as well. So like we said,
he's another really good running back. He just needs to stay healthy. Dalvin
these
Cook.
guys are getting the bag, and I'm happy for them. And
absolutely,
not to bring the topic down to a low, but Von Miller. He dislocated his tendon on his ankle, and he will not be in for the season. This season, actually, I picked the Broncos in my fantasy draft as my defense.
I have him in one of my leagues too.
Yeah, and then I heard that shit. I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah, me too. That's so sad. Get well soon, Von Miller, man. The best of luck with your recovery, bro.
Facts. So now let's get into the Patriots versus Seahawks preview. That's gonna be a tough matchup. With the Seahawks. What do you guys think about that matchup, and what are you looking forward to in that matchup?
I think the Seahawks have a better defense than the Dolphins, so I think it's gonna be a lot more tougher for us to run the ball as well as we did this game. I think they're gonna give Cam a lot more issues than the Dolphins did. And also they have a great offense. They had a good game today. I think they played. Who did they play today?
The Falcons.
They played the Falcons and they beat the Falcons.
Yeah.
38-25. They scored 38 points. So I don't think we're gonna keep them to under 20 points. You know what I mean? So, we're gonna have to score. It's gonna be. But the way the Patriots look, I think we do have
a chance
to make it a game. I don't know if we're gonna win, but I think we have a chance to make it a game. So yeah, I mean, as of right now, I have the Seahawks winning 28-24. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a great game without question. You're seeing, two really good teams, go at it, early in the season in a primetime matchup as it should be. Certainly looking forward and excited to this matchup. Certainly it will be tougher for Cam Newton and the Patriots offense to do what they did today, going against Seattle's defense, particularly, with guys like Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams, so,
I forgot Jamal is over there.
Jamal, too, in that trade. Right.
Fuck.
That's true, yeah. So that's what I'm saying is, I don't know if we're going to be able to have as much success running the ball as we did today. But, hopefully we can still be, effective and efficient with the runs that, we do have when we're running the football. I think we're definitely going to have to pass it more for sure, and definitely get the passing game going. The receivers and certainly tight ends are going to have to play better and get more involved than what they were in this game today. But no, this is certainly not only going to be a test for the Patriots offense, but it's going to be a true test for their defense, because they're going against an elite offensive team and an elite quarterback in Russell Wilson.
Yep.
And, Seattle can do a lot of things well in terms of, running the football and, passing it, and then Russell Wilson also getting his running game going, and then also play action as well. So I think, we're going to see how good this Patriots defense really is in this game, and if they can hold these guys or at least contain them to be able to keep the Patriots in the game and keep them in check, because I still don't know if we can score with their offense. I still think it's going to take a few weeks for the Patriots offense to really get going and and be what they're going to be this year. They're still trying to figure some things out from an offensive standpoint. So I think our defense is gonna have to step up and keep us in the game. So but they certainly got a tough matchup, and even the secondary has tough with the receivers they have in DK Metcalf, Josh Gordon, Tyler Lockett. So I mean, they got a really good receiving core. So the secondary is going to be tested as well. So we'll see what happens in that game. It'll be certainly interesting to see if we can hang with the team like the Seahawks. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what we can do next week in Seattle on Sunday night.
No, facts. I agree with a lot of the stuff that you guys are saying. One thing, though, for sure, the Seahawks still don't have enough tape of Cam Newton on the Patriots. So I think we still have some element of surprise with the play calls that we can call. I think that, Cam Newton's definitely not comfortable, so he's going to be able to have more because, the Patriots are a game plan team. So he's going to be able to have more in the arsenal as far as, like, the new information that he's going to get. I think, all week they're going to practice certain things based on how Seattle plays, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like you guys said, it's going to be a tough matchup defensively. Tyler Lockett, DK, DK looks good, bro.
Oh yeah,
DK looks good, bro.
Like a beast.
Okay,
yes.
He looked like a beast coming out of the draft. We should have drafted him, by the way.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, meaning the Patriots should have drafted him.
Over Nikhil Harry, no doubt.
Because that kid is shot out of a cannon, man. So we're definitely gonna have it harder. He's a big body too.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a big, swole body.
Big physical
and
body.
We don't do well when quarterbacks just throw it up against us, because our guys are smaller. When it comes to the cornerbacks, other than Gilly,
the Gilly Lock's going to be matched up again. That's going to be a great matchup.
We'll see who's matched up against.
I think Gilly Lock, a good part, will be matched up against him. You may see some like J.C. Jackson on him, but for the most part, I'll probably say Gilmore should be on him and covering him and playing man to man. And certainly seeing those two guys go at it is gonna be awesome. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Is the game here? Or is the game in Foxborough? Oh, okay, so
but with no fans, I don't think they gonna have fans in their stadium. From as far as I know,
I think the Patriots have a chance. I think they always have a chance, with Bill Belichick on the sidelines. But I definitely think they have a chance to win the game, but I don't think they're gonna win the game just because of the newness of our team, and of our players. But if we can pull it off, I'll be surprised for sure.
I'll be impressed.
And
absolutely.
I will definitely be impressed. That's the key word right there, man.
Oh,
so
yeah, no doubt.
When's that game? Next Sunday?
Next Sunday, 8:20. That's the Sunday night game for next week.
Prime time, baby.
Yes.
Let's get it.
All right.
But hey, congratulations again. We went through this NFL topic pretty quickly here.
I don't love the pace that we're going at, guys.
The pace is good.
Awesome.
And I'm sure our listeners will like us a little bit more this week too, because even though we love them, they listen to all our podcasts. This is shorter for them.
Shout out to all the listeners that listen every week to us. We appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, man. But let's move to some other leagues that are not as popping right now, for lack of better words, that are not as exciting for us right now, which is the NHL right now. So with the Bruins, Bruce Cassidy won Coach of the Year. You were telling us.
Yeah, he did. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did. Who will win that award this week? It was announced that he is the Coach of the Year in the NHL, so definitely congrats and shout out to Bruce Cassidy. Definitely well deserved without questions. The Bruins had a great regular season, and winning the President's Trophy and having the most points in the NHL during the regular season. So definitely, much respect to Bruce Cassidy on winning that reward.
I think it's pretty funny. Maybe I'm the one that just sees it this way. It's like these coaches of the year, they're losing series. That they're not going to the finals and stuff like Nick Nurse. I can think of Dwayne Casey, that won Coach of the Year, and
it's a regular season
from
award.
the team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is a regular season award. But you know what? I listen to the Bruins. I watch them from afar. I'm not like on top of them all the time. But one thing I do notice though is like there's a lot of like weird stories that come out about the Bruins, and I'm like, why would they do that? Like for example, when the whole the season stopped, and the people that worked for the Garden. The Bruins were like one of the only teams that did not pay like their staff or some shit like that, right? And now
I didn't even know.
They were like,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's weird because like this is Boston and all our teams like they come together and do shit. I don't understand what's up with the Bruins.
You know what it is, John? What I'll tell you.
What?
It's Jeremy Jacobs, the owner of the Bruins.
Really?
That's doing it. That's who he is, and and what kind of person he's been. He's honestly a greedy, stingy, like selfish person, and he's been like that the whole time he's been the owner of the Boston Bruins. So I wasn't surprised at all, because I know a lot of Bruins fans as well as myself, they hate the guy with the passion and can't stand him.
You know what's funny?
Like he's a horrible guy. It sucks that he's the owner of the Bruins, because the Bruins are a great team and they have good people as part of that organization, but he just fucks it up for everybody.
You know what's funny? I feel like I'm an informed sports fan, right? I did not know that. I've never heard that name before. Did you know that?
I've heard the name before.
You've heard the name?
Really?
I've never
The owner of the Bruins, Jeremy Jacobs?
I never knew that name.
Wow.
I never heard that before.
As big of a sports fan as knowledgeable as you are.
In Boston, like I've
Especially when you
never
live in
heard that
Boston.
name. And
Wow,
I don't
that's
know why.
crazy.
I don't know
That's
why I've never
crazy.
been interested to actually know. Because I know all the other.
You're not really that big of
You're
a
not
Bruins
big an
hockey
NHL
fan or hockey guy, right?
Yeah, but I feel like all the GMs in this city, they're kind of like prevalent and they're like in the media and you see their faces. Maybe I don't see them. I'm not paying attention, but
I don't know what he looks like.
I don't know what he looks like.
But actually, he's not really, out there like that in terms of like the media and being active, doing like interviews and putting himself out there. He's one of those owners that just like kind of sits back behind the scenes and chills and likes to be behind closed doors. So,
but
he's always been like that.
Yeah, just back to the point though, like. The GMs do not want to pay Coach Cassidy his playoff bonus.
Well, he's the owner.
He's the owner?
Yeah, the GM is Don Sweeney.
Okay.
So
yeah,
but so it's the owner. It's Jeremy Jacobs that doesn't want to pay.
I thought it was a GM.
No,
but
this is the owner's call.
That is crazy. Like
it is. It's ridiculous.
That's
it's
not
asinine.
That's not good business practice.
No,
you know what I'm
not
saying?
at all. Not
like,
professional.
Bruce Cassidy, I consider him to be actually a good coach.
He is.
From what I've heard and what I've seen from him, he's actually pretty good and he's smart.
He is, absolutely.
So I don't understand for the life of me why you wouldn't want to pay him. Like, you have the money. Like, you guys are all billionaires.
Of course, the guy's filthy rich. He has the money.
We all know good coaches are hard to come by.
Well, you didn't make it to the conference final or the final.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Like, you don't even know the game.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, my top goalie, who's supposed to be the top goalie and one of the top goalies in the league, just opted out and left. So I'm supposed to still Right,
nah.
Come on, man.
It's outrageous. Absolutely bullshit that you won't pay Bruce Cassidy his playoff bonus. But I'm not surprised because, like I said, the guy's a greedy fuck, especially when it comes to money, and he doesn't like to pay people what they're worth and deserve. So, honestly, fuck him, man.
Right. No, if this was the Breakfast Club, it was like, donkey of the day is. Fucking. But obviously the NHL is still playing right now, and it's a conference finals right now, and it's Lightning versus Islanders. Lightning are leading 2-1, and then Golden Knights versus Stars, and Golden Knights are leading 2-1. Golden Knights came out of nowhere, and they're just doing shit, bro.
Like,
And then expansion team too.
For a new team, they're just like killing shit. Man.
Absolutely. These first 2 years have been impressive and great for them. Like making the finals the first year, and now making the conference finals and doing well in the conference finals. Like, no, they built that team really good, and are certainly a team that's going to be really good for the years to come. So no, shout outs to them. That's not easy to be an expansion team and be good.
Absolutely.
In the first couple years and right from the start. So no, that's awesome that they're really good for the for the NHL, and that they've been playing well in their first couple years, and hopefully they continue to do that, move forward. I want them to win the championship this year because they lost last year in the Stanley Cup Finals. So hopefully they can come out on top this year and get over the hump.
Good luck to them, man, for sure. And you know what? That's gonna be it for the NHL, man. We're gonna move on into the MLB, where we got the AL East, where we're at right now on the East. So
every time I see the standings, I laugh because
Tampa Bay is on the top of this. Yeah, Tampa Bay is 30-16.
Tampa Bay is not a bad team though.
Nah, come on.
They're not bad. They're not
bad, but like, come on.
Tampa Bay is good, but
we've been watching baseball, and like they haven't been like the premier team or anything like that. So
I mean, even though they did have a run over a few years where they were good, but they haven't been good since.
Yeah. But they're leading the AL East with a 30-16 record, and then comes the another one, the Blue Jays, 25-20. And then, surprising, Yankees are now number 3.
What? They're in third place?
Yeah, with 25-21. They were at some point when it first started. The first 10 games.
Most of the season.
The first 15 games.
They had a slump where they lost a bunch of games.
Yeah, for the first 15 games, they were the best team.
Right.
But they've had a slump for sure. And then we have Baltimore Orioles with 20-25. And then
they're over 500?
Yeah, man.
20,
no. They're under 500.
My fault.
And you know,
one team that's under 500.
Oh yeah,
is the Red Sox.
Yeah.
With a 16-31 record, man. And this year is just a wash for the Red Sox, and hopefully we're positioning ourselves to get some free agents there and get some new blood on the team, man. We'll see how that goes. But as far as the Red Sox goes, Andrew Benintendi, he's out for the rest of the season. Why is that?
So he had an injury. He's had this injury for a while. I forget off the top of my head what injury it actually is, but he was initially on the 10-day injured list now that they call it in baseball instead of disabled list. So he apparently hasn't been well, I wouldn't say become well, it just isn't ready to play yet to this point. So then with you just said the season being a wash, the team figured, say, hey, we're not gonna go anywhere. Our season's already over, and he hadn't personally been playing well at all. He'd been absolute trash this year, so they figured they might as well just sit him out, for this season, and have himself get ready for next year. Exactly, John. So there's pretty much no point of bringing him back if he's not even close to being ready to play.
No, that's a fact, man. And lastly, for the Red Sox, Nathan Eovaldi, he's back in the lineup. He was in 10-day. Was he
injured
on
list? Yeah,
10-day injured list. So
yeah, he was initially on that, and then they even extended him along on that injured list. So he just came back yesterday for them.
Word. And that's gonna be it for MLB right now, man. Especially just things are moving along. One thing I can say though, they did a better job with the coronavirus stuff that was happening. I feel like they figured that out, and
They
now
have finally.
you know they
Took them a
finally
while.
figured it out, and you know we were down on them for a long time, so we got to give congratulations where it's due. So they've been doing a better job of that. So good for them, and I hope it continues.
Yeah, and for sure. One quick thing, and that I want to also give them credit for, is that they are considering having a bubble for the playoffs.
Yeah,
for
they
the
should.
MLB,
They
which
should.
definitely, without question,
Makes
they
sense.
have to do, and you know they should be able to get that done. And you know, and make that happen. So
Hey, you see the format for it, so it's
right,
doable.
the NBA's displayed that exactly. They've set the standard and example, so
It's
they definitely
doable.
should follow that.
Yes, sir. And now we're gonna move into soccer, where Vlad is gonna let us know what's up with everything, man.
Yes, sir. So there's not a lot to report, but the Premier League is back this weekend, and the reigning champion Liverpool, they played Leeds, who got promoted to the Premier League, and that game was a thrilling game. It ended 4-3, a lot of scoring. Mohamed Salah had a hat trick. It was a really good game to watch. But as far as local goes, the New England Revolution are now in 7th place in the Eastern Conference, and they are in the last place to get a playoff spot. Hopefully they keep it. Hopefully they did lose to Philadelphia 2-1, but hopefully they can keep playing better and stay at least in the playoffs.
Yeah, man. And that's it for soccer.
That's it.
That's like the shortest.
The shortest.
Shortest soccer segment we've done
we've
ever
ever
since
done, man.
we've been doing this podcast.
All the leagues have just started, so and some leagues haven't even started, so there isn't gonna be a lot of champions in a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, see, no champions this
Lord.
week, John.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like every
But
week we have a weekly champion.
Wait
yeah.
till around April/May. There's gonna be like 26 different
Champions all over again.
Oh, boy.
So there'll be champions every week, pretty
Yes.
much. Yes.
Can't wait, man. And lastly, man, but you know, like we do every week, we're gonna have our B Money Lifestyle Person of the Week, brought to you by Me Money himself, B Money himself.
Yes, that's right. So for this week's person, B Money Lifestyle Person of the Week, we actually previously talked about him earlier on this show, and I think this person is definitely well deserved for this award, as I'm sure you guys would agree with. It is going to be Boston Celtics guard Marcus Smart.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So-
sir. Young game changer.
Yes, big shout out to young game changer Marcus Smart. You know, without question, he had a amazing and great week for sure. He was, as we said earlier, selected to the NBA's first team All Defense, along with Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo. What was on there? It was, we have Marcus Smart, you have AD, Greek Freak, and there was
Gobert?
Rudy Gobert, what was on there, and
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
Yes,
that's right.
that's
Thank
it.
you, John. Yeah. So he was a part of that first team All Defense for the second straight year in a row, which is definitely more than deserving for him, and I think he should be on there every year. So congrats to him on that. And he also had a great series overall against the Raptors, which was a very tough, hard-fought series. But I feel like that series was like a Marcus Smart kind of series. With
He was the MVP of that
was
series.
played, without question. He was great in all the games from game 1 to game 7, had a great game 2, and was even great game 6 with being the first person of the Celtics, first player of the Celtics to have a triple-double in a playoff game since Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
So that he was certainly impressive in that game. But what impressed me most, I was actually impressed with the way he played in Game 7 more than he played in Game 6. So he certainly had a really good Game 7. He had double digits once again, and was playing really well. And then he had the big key block in crunch time on Norman Powell that saved us from that game and helped us pull away, against the Raptors. So definitely Marcus Smart was, the key guy for us in this series, and his performance was definitely exemplifies what the B Money lifestyle is, within the way that he plays. So Marcus Smart, congratulations once again on being the B Money lifestyle person of the week.
Shout outs, man. Again, young game changer, dude. And I get why that's a dope ass Instagram name too.
It is.
Young game
I
changer.
get why he's called that. Why he calls
really
himself
changed
that.
his games, man. And I
Absolutely.
definitely thought he was the MVP of the Raptors series. Even though Jason Tatum led us, like without Marcus, we don't win that series, man.
No, we sure don't.
And
absolutely.
You know what? That's gonna be it, man. If you're still listening, we appreciate the support. We appreciate you listening. Please keep coming back. Please sign up to us on YouTube. Subscribe. Push the bell notification so you can see our videos every time they come out. But until next time, that was episode 26, man. I'll catch y'all fellas next week. Peace
yes,
out.
sir. Peace out. Have a good week, everyone.
All right.
Oh, good job.
Fellas, good job.
Great
man.
job.